welcome to Books and Looks, where I talk to you guys about the book that I'm reading this month while going ahead and getting my makeup done as well. So today we're going to talk about my first ever audiobook. Usually don't like to read audiobooks or even really like to listen to audiobooks. I'm a very I need to be aware of my surroundings type of person. So I don't usually like audiobooks because I have 2 kids. I need to hear things, that kind of thing. So I checked it out because I heard a lot about it on TikTok and it did not disappoint. Let me just let you know. I read Lights Out by Josh and Aly. This book is hysterical with the point of view of Josh. The first thing I want to say about this book is to check your trigger warnings. There is a pretty lengthy trigger warning here at the beginning of the page right before you go ahead and read the story. So definitely check that if you have those kinds of trigger warnings, because there is a lot in this book. If you read the synopsis, you know obviously what it's going to be about. It just had a really good storyline for me too. It wasn't just about the sexual aspect. It did have a really good storyline in it too that had me captivated and had me really interested to see where the characters were gonna go. It's about a nurse named Aly, and she just feels like her life is very vanilla. She kind of has a 9-to-5 type of job, but she only does that. She works a lot, then she just comes home and does that pretty much every single day. And so what keeps her kind of busy throughout the day, aside from that, as her little hobby, she watches Mask Talk. So she watches guys performing on Mask Talk with masks. They're covered, they have fake blood, and they're just really sexy and things like that. I'm sure if you've been on TikTok, you've seen it. He is always commenting on this Mask Talks page and everything, always saying just these things just to kind of see. And it just so happens that the guy she was dating at the time is roommates with this guy. And so he sees that it's Aly and he's like, oh my God, I recognize you, whatever. So he does one of her fantasies and he sneaks into her house with the mask. For a while there, he tries to keep up the fact that they know each other. So he kind of hides that aspect. He just comes to her in a mask. He has this modulator that kind of covers up his sound, so she would recognize him instantly if she heard him talk, because like I said, they did meet each other before. And they say that Aly has this cat named Fred, which I absolutely loved the cat's interactions with the character. That was also just hysterical, because they say that their cat yowls, and he's we're just a really loud cat, and it had me cracking up because Josh refers to the cat as his son, which I just think is hilarious. And if you read the story, you'll know that Josh's personality is just very silly and playful and hilarious. I also really loved about this story is that it had a really good storyline attached to it as well. So aside from the mask talker Josh, there's also another creepy guy out there that wants to hurt Aly. And of course, being the protective guy that Josh is, he obviously wants to protect her. So they get this creepy guy to go inside of her house, and he wants to try and kidnap her, and Josh just so happens to be there. So a lot of crazy stuff happens. A lot of craziness ensues with their relationship in that department. Josh is a hacker, so he can go into computers and things like that and hack, and even alarm systems and all of those things like that. This is the inspired look right here because he has X's and O's and his skull mask right there. But I would 100% recommend this book, you guys. It was really, really good. It is fairly a bit of a longer story, but if you're someone who can read 300, 400 pages, then it'll be pretty easy for you. And like I said, definitely listen to the audiobook. That kind of helped to speed up a little bit of the process too. But it was a really, really good book, and I would definitely recommend it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!